Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be working with Nepenthes, and we are going to do a Nepenthes care video. So not so much care and culture tips, but a maintenance video of what to do with Nepenthes over time to keep them looking nice and pretty, and how much maintenance should you do compared to other plants. For the most part, I have a lot of plants here. They're pretty much everywhere, even above our heads. And I don't get a chance to play with each individual plant as much as I would like. I do get a chance to play with plants every day, but I just don't get a chance to play with individual ones. So today I brought down my Nepenthes maxima, which is just a nice classic beautiful species here. I'm going to try to not knock it off this pot. This is not where it belongs, but it's on a pot sitting on another pot inverted the other direction. Beautiful nice picture on it, and they get quite a red peristome when they're in their prime. Very nice. And a little hook up here as well, which is an interesting characteristic, that little appendage. So anyways, that picture looks awesome, and for whatever reason, the only thing I would ever do with that picture is if it needed it, and this one really doesn't. Sorry about my adjusting here. I would add a little bit of water to the pitchers to make sure they're about a third of the way up. If your pitcher is looking really dry, A, your roots might not be functioning properly. B, you could be in a really dry environment. C, maybe it got bumped out, something like that, from travel, like maybe you just got the plant. So you're going to want to fill your pitchers up to about a third of the way. If you look on the inside, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show you this angle, you're going to be able to see sometimes a difference in the waxy coating where the water level should be. It'll be nice and smooth up on the upper half, and then look a little different below. So the next question I always get is, when should I trim off the pitchers? Are they still alive or are they not alive? So my advice is leave them on there as long as you possibly can, but once they're dead, they're dead. So this one here is a good example of a dead pitcher. It is dead all the way up to the top. And I'm just going to clip that off here. And that one is gone. This one here is a nearly dead pitcher. So it's dead at the top. And then it has a little bit of life right here. But then it's kind of dead at the bottom again. I think that's because I put an osmocote coat pellet in there and it kind of just burned it. So this one technically is still functioning. It's got liquid in it. It's got an osmocote pellet in it. And it's still got a green stem. So normally I would just leave that pitcher alone, but for the sake of this video, we're going to trim that one off too. A lot of people can't stand these when they're half dead, especially if it's in your house or your living room. You don't want to be looking at a half dead pitcher because these things will last literally months or longer, years like this. So I'm going to toss that in the garbage behind me as well. Let's turn this a little bit. As I say, I promised I try to not knock this thing off the pot that it's on. Here's another good example of a mostly dead pitcher. This one is like really old, getting crinkled, a little bit of black soot mold growing on it. I find in high humidity, these guys secrete nectar, a sugary nectar, the whole time they're actively hunting for prey. And that nectar soon is good sugary food for little soot mold. Nothing to worry about there, and the soot mold wipes right off, but it is still there. It's not a fungus, it's not attacking the plant. This one here is definitely, you can tell from the peristome how dark it is, that this is a much older pitcher than this one here. But it is fully functional, and the pitcher itself is still intact. When this starts to dry off, my theory is, it's not just my theory, but one theory is, we'll say, is once this starts to dry, it is no longer actively hunting anymore. When these are wet, they're very slippery. But when they're dried out and dead, they're no longer slippery, and the chance they're going to catch another insect is slim. So I think the theory is that these dry out when the pitcher wants to turn off, but the liquid in here is still digesting for a long time. So we're going to leave that one. It looks pretty good. This one looks really good too. A little bit bigger than the older pitcher. This is my second newest pitcher, I guess, and it definitely looks good. Nice dark peristome. Good pitcher. So we removed a couple anyways, and we're left with 3. The next thing is, when do you remove a leaf? Well, if we look up here, this leaf is clearly dead and dried out. So those are my first leaves I'm going to remove. They're of no use whatsoever. Here's another one of the same sort of kind, hidden behind this leaf. And I use very precise little scissors to get in there. You don't want to accidentally cut the wrong thing. I've done that as well, and it sucks. So make sure you're really focused on what you're doing here. And it looks like there's one more leaf. These little wires here, this is for hanging. So we want to try to get it around the wire there. And there we go. The only thing left to do on here now, for maintenance wise, would be look for any old or yellowing leaves, look for any insect damage, look for any insects on the plants. This leaf here, it's got a tint of red to it just from light. That's nothing to worry about. If it was starting to go yellow or black, I may, at this point, because I wouldn't get back to this plant for a while, cut it off as well. But I'm not going to do that just yet. It looks like it's very healthy. And again, we're looking for any kind of insect damage. So we can spin it around. Don't confuse nectar glands or pits in the leaf for actual insect itself. And maybe look at the tip here. Let's just raise you up a little bit. Nice straight tip, no deformities, nothing like that. A lot of insects are piercing insects, so once they start piercing the plant, it kind of goes all deformed. But the plant overall looks pretty good. So I'm going to back you off here. Maybe we can do this. I'm working with the new camera, and if I go past a certain point, it goes to the wide lens, and it's really annoying. I wish I could turn that off. It all of a sudden jumps out. There's like this little bloop where it goes to a wider lens. So anyways, there we have it. That is a nice and happy Nepenthes maxima now, ready to get hung back up. These plants for me, they are auto-watered, so I honestly, I don't even water this plant. I bring it down to enjoy it once in a while, and they get nice and evenly watered. The watering schedule changes per season. In the summertime, this might get auto-watered every second day, especially because it's hanging. It's not sitting in water. It can always drip out the excess. In the winter here, it got watered this morning, but I think it gets watered about twice a week, just so it's nice and moist. But I get all kinds of little mosses growing on top of my mosses and stuff like that in here. But there we go. Happy Nepenthes maxima. Good for many more months of hanging in the greenhouse, getting bigger and bigger and lovelier. So anyways, I hope you liked this video. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. What I'm going to do now is just take you on a little tiny 2-minute Nepenthes tour and show you a few other cool plants that probably need some work. We'll look together for like work that needs to be done. How about that? So if we look above my head here, Singulana is getting really nice and big. There's my biggest picture on my Singulana. There's a very toothy species. And I don't know, a bit of maintenance needs to be done. That picture could probably go. And that picture could probably go. I would leave that picture. And honestly, I'd leave that one too, because it's probably got an osmocote pellet in. So for me, it's not bothering me. I would leave it. Right behind here, that is the back to a Raja Vichii. Nice little plant, doing very well here. This picture definitely got burned at the bottom. You can see it's like dead there. It looks pretty unsightly to me. I would probably remove that picture. Flava looking brilliant, and a McFarlanii behind it. This picture is done. It's black up to here. It's no longer collecting moisture. A few dead leaves up here that I could trim off. So there's always maintenance to do. Usually I just do this while they're still hanging, and just kind of trim and let it fall to the ground and then sweep up later. I can usually trim up about 5 gallons of pictures at a time when I really get going at this. What else is looking good today? I've shown this in a few videos lately, but it's really filling in and opening up nicely. There's a nice Edwardsiana for you. But anyways, I hope you liked this video. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye guys.